friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today we are going to be doing a sit down video, which is very strange for me. Which I say that I am generally sat down on my vlogs, but like a proper sit down just chatty video, it's weird. When it's vlogging it's different. When you have to sit down and like do a video. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're going to do a video that has been going around, and I can't remember who the original creator was, but I will tag them down below. But I was tagged by the lovely Jem from Creepy Geek, and this is the A to Z book tag. And normally the A to Z book tag is A to Z of books that you've read throughout the year, but this is slightly different. I think it started on a blog, and then someone brought it into the video sphere, but I will leave everything linked down below when I find it off of Gem's video. But I'm just gonna sit here, chill with my coffee, with my tree behind me, and we're just gonna go through these questions. We haven't sat and just had a chin wag for a while, so here we go. A, author you've read the most books from. So this is one of two people. It's either Sarah J. Maas or V. Schwab. It's one or the other. Because I'm trying to think of another author, but I've read all of Throne of Glass, all of Akatar to date, and the Prison City books. So how many is that? 16? 17? I don't know, I can't math. It might be Sarah J. Maas. Let's just go with that. I don't think I've read 17 Schwab books. Although, you know, you never know. I think it's Sarah J. Maas. We'll go with that. B, best sequel ever. This is difficult. I love so many series. I could say The Conjuring of Light is my favourite. Is it my favourite Schwab? I think it's my favourite Darkest Shade of Magic book. But also Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas is another one. And if we're gonna go sequels, prequels, if you're gonna go sequel if it's chronological, it's prequel if it's not chronological, it's Bookshops and Bonus, and it has to be that. Because technically the events were before, but the book came out after Legends of Martyrs. But yeah, so any of those. These are really bad answers, aren't they? I'm so sorry. Currently reading. What am I not currently reading, guys? When am I not currently reading multiple books? So we started Deathless by Rob J. Hayes. By we I mean me. I have also started and read the first chapter of City of Mirth and Malice. I am also partway through Exile of War and Gold, and yes, I know, that has been on my TBR for 1,000,001 months. It got to a point where I was really scared of what was going to happen. I put it down, and I noped out for a period, because I know that when I go back, I am going to feel pain. And everything's fine where I am now, kind of. It's not as bad as it could be. So if I don't read... My brain's like, well, if you don't read anymore, your favourite people can't hurt anymore. That's how it works, right? That is how it works. And I'm also partway through Dage for Cassius by Callum Lott, and may have also just started False Start by Elsie Silver. May have, mayhaps. You'll never know if this is true. D, drink of choice while reading. Anything. Generally speaking, it's something hot. So tea or coffee. And because most of the time I will cozy up with a book and read. Cause I don't read a lot when I'm out and about and travelling and stuff. So it's most of the time it will be with a biscuit tea or a caramelised biscuit tea now, or a coffee. E, e-reader or physical book. Now, if you'd have asked me this a year ago, I'd have said physical book all the way. However, recently I have started using my Kindle more, and especially now that I'm reading more of my indie books, because a lot of the indie books that I have are chonkers. They are easier to read on Kindle. So I'm gonna cop out and say both. It depends on my mood, it depends on what I'm reading, it depends on the size of the book. Many things. Fictional character you probably would have actually dated in high school. I would have gone for like the nerdy boy. That is kind of what I was attracted to in high school. So I'd probably say Simon from Mortal Instruments. That's the kind of guy that I was attracted to. Very nerdy, very insecure. Can believe it or not, I was quite confident when I was in school. What happened to my brain, I don't know. Well, I do, but we're not going to go into that. This one is glad you gave this book a chance. Elsie Silver. All of Elsie Silver's books, I'm glad I gave a chance. Because she has just shot straight up there. Emily Henry. I'm also really glad I gave Emily Henry a chance. Because I heard mixed reviews about Emily Henry before I started, but I knew Chloe and Meg liked Emily Henry books, and I was like, I trust their opinions when it comes to this genre, and I feel like I will also like Emily Henry. Am I copying out by saying romance in general? Maybe. But, yeah, hidden gem book. Ooh, 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 so many. I will say The Crew by Sadia Esamir. That book is super funny, but also the main character has a bit of a sad past, and I don't hear many people talking about that book anymore. When it first came out, obviously, especially within the indie community, it was very hyped, but very few people talk about it now, so I would say that. Other than that, I don't know, most books that I really like, people already know about. The other one's by Fran Ha. That's one that comes around now and again in people's spooky TBRs, but me and Becca read that with Jem for the podcast a couple of years ago when it first came out, and it was so good. Important moment in your reading life. I would say in 2020 when I picked up Six of Crows. I was getting back into reading. I just signed up for Fairyloot. I decided to start a channel about books, and one of the first sets of books I picked up, not realising it was part of a wider Grishaverse, was Six of Crows, and I immediately fell in love with all of the characters and the world, and I was like, what is this thing called fantasy? Why have I not read more of this genre before? And Lisa Does Life was born, for better or for worse. Next one is kinds of books you won't read. See, again, if you'd have told me a year ago, I'd have been like, horror, no. Speculative fiction, no. Because I was a judgy bitch. But I don't know now. I genuinely don't know. Anything with the cheating trope, where there's cheating on page and they expected to root for the main character, I would say those are those tropes in books I would never read. I don't think that I would like, I don't know. I don't think I would like historical fiction that's just pure like wartime stories. I don't think I'd mind historical fiction with a little bit of magical element to it, or a bit of a mystery, like Stalking Jack the Ripper. They're kind of historical out there, or they are historical, but there's a bit of a mystery element to it. If it's just straight sort of like following kids from the war being sent off to the countryside to avoid the cities and stuff, those kinds of books, I don't even know what that genre would be called. I wouldn't want to read any of those. Longest book you've read, I think, is Kingdom of Ash. So far, it's Kingdom of Ash, I think. Or is it Priory? I think Kingdom of Ash is bigger. So yeah. Major book hangover because of, I would say the first real book hangover I had after I first read Of Darkness and Light by Ryan Kyle. I had to sit with myself and my feelings for a while. So I'd probably say that. Number of bookcases you own. Oh, Jesus Christ. So we've got 2 cubes here. And then 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. I think it's a total of 8. But 6 in my library, 5 tall ones and a shorter one, and then 2 cubes out here. So yeah. 1 book you have read multiple times. 1 book? We've got Bookshops and Bone Dust. I have read that a ridiculous amount of times now, I don't even know. Legends and Lattes, obviously, I've also read that a stupid amount of times. What else have I reread? Do you know what? On top of my head now, I can't even think of what else I've reread. So we'll just go Legends and Lattes and Bookshops and Bone Dust. Because we can. Preferred place to read? Somewhere in my house. Whether it's here on the sofa or in my bed. It will be one of the 2. I only really read at my computer when I'm on sprints, which recently I've not been on a lot of, because of brain goblins and life. So generally it will be on my bed or on my sofa. Like I said, I don't really travel while reading, so yeah. Book that inspires you, gives you all the feels for a book that you've read. I will say that I keep telling myself that when I go back and reread books, I will write down all the cool quotes, but I don't. So there will be many books that I read that whilst I'm reading it, I'll be like, you need to write that down. That's a great quote. I will say Elsie Silver books, the Chester Spring series especially, such quotable moments in there, and I will hold myself accountable here. Go back and tab and annotate those and write down some of those quotes, because some of those are just great. In fact, J. Christoph has some fun quotes in his books. They're all about books, and it's kind of predictable that he will write a quote about books in his books, and it's kind of like a thing that he does, but I like his quotes. I think I wrote some down last year actually, in one of my old journals. I can't remember where I put it, so we'll leave that at that. Reading regret. I regret reading The Hangover, because it was the biggest pile of garbage I have ever read. I have no idea why someone looked at that book and thought, yes, this is a book that we want to publish, and sent it out into the world to be consumed by people. I don't recommend anybody. I would not even recommend that to someone I really dislike, just to torture them, because it's just a pile of garbage. And not really. Series you started need to finish. All the books are out in the series. The Faithful and the Fallen series by John Hollis, by John Gwynne. Do you know, I have a problem. Okay, I have many problems, of which we cannot go into right now, but I know that this book is going to break me. It's likely going to end up with a happy ending, but I know from reading previous John Gwynne books in this series that there will be periods of times where someone will stab me in my heart and I will be crying, and I'm not ready. And I'm also not ready for how I feel like it might end, because I feel like things might happen I don't want to happen, and if I don't read it, it won't happen. Obviously, we've discussed this already. It won't happen if I don't read it. That is the main one. And I think that is, I'm saying that's the only one. It's the only one right now that I can think of. 3 of your all-time favourite books. This question is a stupid question for Book Dragons. Why would you ask this book? Why would you ask this book? Why would you ask this question? To everybody's surprise, I'm going to say Legends and Lattes. You wouldn't have expected this in a million years, would you? Absolutely not. I'm also going to say Of Darkness and Light by Ryan Kyle, because why would I not? One of Sebastian de Castell's mini books. One of the Spellslinger series. I'm going to say Spellslinger because that was the first in the series that I absolutely adored. Am I going to regret not saying another 3 books? Probably. If you're gonna force me to say that, but you all know who my faves are. Alice Silver's going to be up there as well, so let's just pick 4. Unapologetic Fangirl For, Travis Baldry, Ryan Cahill, John Gwynne, Michael R. Miller. Oh my god, why did I not say Michael R. Miller in the previous one? The Ascendant, Unbound, Defiant, Songs of Chaos series. I didn't cry at all getting signed books from Ryan Cahill and Michael R. Miller. I did not. Very excited for this release more than all others. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think and I can't think. I will say the next Ryan Cahill book, and I can't remember the name of it right now, because I've been really enjoying that series so far. I still haven't got to A War and Ruin because it's a 1000-page chonker and I think I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I don't know when that's due out. I think it's next year. I don't know what else to say to that. Worst bookish habit. I don't know. Not finishing series, can that be one? I don't know. What else I have a habit of doing? Yeah, well, we're not finishing series. Sounds basic, but yeah. X marks the spot. Start at the top left of your shelf and pick the 27th book. Oh my god. You'll have to bear with me while I go do that, because I forgot to do that bit. So I did that, and it was The Lost World by Justin Lee Anderson. And I've not read this yet. It's a floppy thing though. I do want to read this. I've heard very good things. Your latest book purchase. It was The Blood of Hercules by an author I can't remember the name of. And I saw they were doing a special edition of them with stenciled edges. And I purchased it. And I did like the sound of the synopsis as well, not gonna lie. I'm just saying, it was pretty. It is pretty. And it's on my shelves. And the final one is a ZZZ Snatcher book. Last book that kept you up way late. And that would be the Elsie Silver books, because I read them back to back throughout the night. And I don't even know what time I went to bed. I think it was like 3 AM. Then I went to bed. Possibly. So, yes. Those are the answers to the questions. And the next thing is to tag people. I think a lot of people that I would normally tag have already been tagged, so I'm going to tag a few people that I don't think have done it. But if I tag you and you don't really want to do it, please don't feel obliged to do it. So I'm going to tag Sam from Griff Reads. I'm going to tag Kate from the Late Night Reader. And Chels from Not Sick a Bookaholic. And anyone else that wants to do that, tag, that hasn't already and is watching this, if you do decide to do it, then please tag me, and so I can come and watch your video, or share it where I can see it on social media and I will go and watch your video. I do like watching these tagged videos as well. So yeah, this was fun. Thank you, Jem, for tagging me. I will leave all the details, questions and everything and the original creator down below. If you do like me and you want to see more of me, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're here and you want me to know you're here, but you don't have anything to say, please leave a black heart, very much appreciated. And until next time, enjoy whatever you're reading, what you're doing, and I'll see you all very soon.
Cold enough to make you shiver, but not cold enough to snow.